You know what abusive men are actually really good at? Getting women to fight over them. And I know that sounds insane because I swear if you look at these guys on paper, half of them are not worth competing for. He's probably a mid-loser anyway, but that's the point. He doesn't actually need to be valuable. He just needs you to worry that somebody else might want him. And he knows exactly how to make that happen. Okay, let me just say it plain. A healthy guy doesn't triangulate. He doesn't drag other women into the dynamic. He doesn't drop comments that make you feel like crap or just not good enough. He doesn't keep you guessing. But an abusive man, he lives for that. He feeds off of it. He needs the energy that comes from you feeling just a little bit threatened, a little bit insecure, a little bit like if I don't try harder, I could lose him. But that's the fuel. And before you start blaming yourself, hang on, because this tactic affects almost every woman. Secure, insecure, confident, anxious, healed or not. There's a reason for that, and I'm going to get into it because it's conditioning. The way that we were raised under the patriarchy, it is baked in before we even know we're competing. By the way, I'm Lisa Sonni. I'm a toxic and abusive relationship expert who specializes in trauma bonds and abuse recovery and the psychology behind why women stay longer than they want to and certainly longer than we should. If you want real talk that names the patterns that abusive men don't want you to see, hit subscribe because I teach this every day. Here's how he does it. And trust me, you're going to recognize this immediately. He brings up other women kind of casually, but maybe with like a little bit too much flavor. Like, oh my God, Sarah at work, she said I looked so good today. And he's got that little smirk that's kind of like a little flirty. He'll mention an ex in a way that feels weird. Like, my ex used to make lasagna like this. She was so good at cooking. You can feel it in the tone, right? Isolated, some of these things don't land so badly, but it starts to become a pattern and you really feel it. He does these like quick, tiny comparisons that feel like a bit of a punch, right? She's more laid back than you. She didn't get upset like this. She was more understanding. And then he acts shocked that you're hurt. Babe, I'm just talking. Relax. You're so sensitive, right? It's intentional. He does this with social media too. You hear this a lot. Like he's liking random women's selfies, replying to stories, following Instagram bikini accounts. And it's not because he wants them necessarily, but he does want you to think that he could have them. And yeah, we know generally they actually can't, right? But he wants you to think that he could. Or he wants for you to see who he's attracted to, especially when those women look nothing like you. He's following blondes if you're a brunette. He's following, super fit women if you're not particularly fit. That's all on purpose. So if things between you and him are a little bit rocky, or if you're pulling away, or you're starting to see the truth in him, he's going to get really extra friendly with other women, a little too available, a little too charming, He might be a bit too quick to post something that's kind of thirst trappy. He wants other women to adore him. He wants you to feel like you have to fight for your spot. Here's what it sounds like when he's doing it on purpose, because they all use the same phrases, right? They all went to the same university, right? He might say something like, my ex never got upset like this. I've never had these communication problems with anyone except you. Sarah just gets me. She's so supportive. I have options, right? God, you're acting so jealous for no reason. Somebody else would appreciate me. Do you want me to go somewhere else? I choose you, but hey, don't push it. Triangulation literally doesn't even require a real human woman. That's what's so insane. He just needs you to believe that there could be one. That's the hook. That's what activates your attachment system. That's what makes you panic. But we'll get into when there is a real woman too in a minute. And we're going to talk about the strangest woman he might triangulate you with too. This is a hell of a topic. I have so much to say, so stick with me. Now, you're not jealous because he's amazing. We've established that. He's a mid-loser, okay? You're jealous because the situation feels like a threat. Your body reacts to the possibility of being replaced before your brain can even catch up and put this all together. You're not afraid of losing him. Maybe you're afraid of what losing him means about you, right? You're afraid that somebody else is going to get the version of him that you were promised, that it's going to prove to you that you're not worthy, that he doesn't choose you, that he doesn't love you. You're afraid that the story is going to end with, she was enough and you weren't. We fear that he's going to treat someone else better because he spent so much time convincing you that he treats you this way because of you. It's your fault. Jealousy here isn't attraction. You hope that everything that this man has put you through will actually pay off and that he'll really choose you and actually treat you well, treat you like the beginning. So if you've been love bombed or trauma bonded or even just really attached or emotionally invested, your nervous system is going to make you fight for someone that you don't even want anymore. You're competing for closure or fairness or for the ending that you deserved, not the one he gave you. But listen, it's not really about him. That's why it feels so personal, though. This is why it hits so friggin' hard. Women are trained to compete, not because we want to, but because the patriarchy made that the game. Boys are taught that, I can barely say it without laughing, boys, they are taught that they're the prize. Girls are taught to be chosen. We wait to be chosen by the man. And listen, we're watching this fall apart in real time. Gen Z women, they're not falling for this the way the older generations have fallen for it. And millennials and Gen X's, they're all figuring it out. Men get praised for having options and women get mocked for being jealous. Men are players, women are a word I don't even want to say. Men's jealousy is treated like a threat, right? How's women's jealousy treated? Like some kind of embarrassment. So when he sets up this stupid little triangle, your body reacts before your brain can even name what's happening. You're not reacting to Sarah from work. You're reacting to a lifetime of be good enough so he doesn't leave, get chosen. And he knows that. He knows the exact moment that you're going to feel that insecurity, even if you're normally the most secure woman in the room. He knows when to drop the comment, right? He's going to be a little mysterious. He knows when to be unavailable, when to brag about some girl who's just a friend. He'll contribute to your insecurity with these little covert comments, with tactics like negging and dog whistles. And men's dating coaches are teaching this. It's wild. Even secure women can get hit with that jolt of jealousy, even if they're emotionally attached and someone is playing games with them. It makes sense. Secure women, yeah, they bounce back a bit faster, but they're not immune to it. They call it out. They don't spiral as long. But that moment hits you in your stomach, that like, wait, what was that? That feeling still happens. Insecure women, though, or women with a trauma history or anxious attachment, women who've been trained to earn love, they stay in the game longer. They try harder. They blame themselves. They think, if he notices other women, there must be something wrong with me. And once you're in that place, I'm telling you, he owns the whole story in your mind. Suddenly he's calm and you're just overreacting, right? He has to put up with your jealousy. You're the problem. He's the victim, Darvo. But you're busy trying to prove that you're not crazy instead of asking yourself, why does he want you to feel this way? Why does somebody who loves you want you to feel jealous? I would never. Healthy people would never treat their partner that way. But listen, the jealousy is just engineered, right? Your self-doubt is the entire point. He wants you to panic. He wants you to feel really unsettled because unsettled women, they don't walk away. You work harder. They settle for crumbs, right? You cling to all these good moments and we ignore the red flags. We compete with women who are not even in the damn room. And a lot of women think they'd never fall for this, right? That whole like, I would never let a man treat me like that. But that confidence, that can land you squarely in a relationship just like this. So let's go confident, not arrogant. This whole belief that it could never happen to you. I hate to break it to you, but we all said that. We all felt that way. No one is immune to being in a relationship that is abusive, toxic, or narcissistic. Now, we also need to talk about how he triangulates you with real women, because that is a whole different level of calculated, right? The new supply is basically his favorite weapon. He gets to frame her as the woman who gets him, and you're just the crazy ex, right? But he does it so that the two of you will never compare notes. He wants her scared of being you, right? He'll position you like, you don't want to be like my crazy ex. She's nuts. Oh, my ex used to do that. And then she does everything to avoid being you. But he wants you being scared of being replaced by her. He tells her just enough lies about you that she won't trust a damn thing that you might warn her about. And he tells you just enough about her to make you feel like she's somehow winning at a game that you never agreed to play. You're in some kind of competition that you don't want to be in. But she's not winning anything, by the way. She just won the mid-loser, and she's at the beginning of the cycle that you've barely survived. So trust me when I say, please, no jealousy. He's going to cheat, and he's going to use that as triangulation too, right? Not because he wants the other woman necessarily. A lot of them do it for thrill seeking and a variety of reasons. It's probably a whole other video in and of itself. But it's because he wants you to feel jealous and hurt as hell when you realize that he's giving someone else the version of him that you have begged for. He's going to mention how she's easygoing or she understands him. She's the one. And then he's going to sit back while the two of you silently compare yourselves, stalking each other's social media like two crazy people. But he drove you there. You've been triangulated. He wants women divided because women divided don't talk. And the women who don't talk, you can't expose him. The whole point is to isolate you from anyone who might validate your experience, including the woman who could literally confirm every warning sign that he ever tried to make you doubt. Here's the crazy part. It hits women so hard because it comes out of nowhere and it feels personal in a completely different way. It's not always another woman that he triangulates you with, okay? This is the crazy part. Sometimes it's his mom. And I know that made something click for a lot of you because I'm telling you, start reflecting back. Because some of these men, there's this sort of unspoken rule that you're supposed to just accept being in second place, right? His mom's here, you're here, which I think is completely weird. Some people think that's normal. I have pretty strong opinions on that. It's not. But you're supposed to understand that her opinions matter more than your own lived experience, right? You're supposed to tolerate these ridiculous comments like, my mom never had a problem with this, or my mom thinks you're overreacting. My mom communicates better. Mine used to say, my mom will be mad at you that you're not sleeping with me often enough. Yeah, what a weird thing to say, right? You're not in a relationship with one person in this kind of context. You're in a triangle that existed before you even showed up. You're dealing with a man who hides behind his mommy to dodge accountability. A man who uses her approval as some kind of scorecard, right? He expects you to earn a place that no woman could actually ever get because he benefits from bouncing between mommy and you. He gets to be the golden boy with her, but the misunderstood victim with you. And she's always on his side. He keeps the loyalty he gets from her, right? And then the emotional labor that he gets from you. And when you challenge anything, mommy comes in, he pulls her into the conversation as if she's some kind of an authority on your relationship or on marriage or relationships in general. She's a tool, right? But she's used to shut you down. He doesn't have to grow up. He doesn't have to be responsible for how he treats you because mommy has a different opinion. Now, not to get off the point that anytime I talk about an abuser's mom, I need to point out something so important. Bad moms don't create narcissists. They don't create abusive men. Abuse is a choice, and it is the fault of the perpetrator. I don't care if his mom is a narcissist too. I don't care if his dad disappeared. I don't care if she's just an enabler. Moms do not create abusive men, period, full stop, fight me. It's a fact. Check your internalized misogyny at the door, please, and thank you. Men learn abusiveness from other men. Okay, anyway, so when he triangulates you with another woman, yeah, it hurts. But when he triangulates you with his mother, oh, it just hits different because you're not competing with someone who wants him. It's weird. You're competing with the woman whose approval he doesn't want to lose. She is his ride or die. No matter how good, kind, or supportive you are, you will never win a game that he rigs to keep himself untouchable. Not when you're up against a toxic boy mom, right? His literal ride or die. Not because you're not enough. It's because he never intended to treat you like an equal partner. Men like this, they need someone beneath them, right? So using his mom's voice to silence you, it works beautifully for him. The triangulation can be made with women online, women he made up, coworkers, the new supply, his mom, friends, whatever. Triangulation can be anywhere. And if at this point in the video you thought, holy crap, that is exactly what happened, then you're the woman that I built this platform for. If you're ready to rebuild your confidence and actually feel like yourself again, book a private session with me and I'm going to help you get out of this and ready to heal. Comment your thoughts. Tell me how he triangulated you and subscribe if you haven't. Tell me what part hit you the hardest. I'll see you in the next video.